Good evening. Hi, everyone. We want to welcome you on a beautiful Thursday night to Candidly Krystal. If you are a first-time tuner in, this is our weekly lifestyle and entertainment show where we sort of kick back, we chat, we enjoy some wine, and we welcome some amazing guests to our show that have a lot to talk about. Now, I know this week has sort of been chaotic for all of us.
You
if we're
think?
being honest. I mean, is that
A
even
little
word?
bit?
Is that the word? Is that the word we say? It's been a little chaotic.
I mean, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety this week. Yeah, all that wrapped together. Chaotic works, I think.
So we want to make sure that we enjoy tonight. And I also want to make sure that before we go any further into the broadcast, that we welcome everybody who maybe happens to be tuning in to the rebroadcast. Please feel free to still comment and interact with us, because I promise you, Krystal and I, throughout the night and throughout the rest of the week, will look at all the comments and we will make sure to get back to you. So welcome. I'm Krystal Pino.
And I'm Krystal Stark. And tonight we welcome numerologist Patricia Kirkman. And she's going to tell us all how numbers actually play a big part in your everyday life. And our musical guest tonight is my girl, Katherine Byrnes and Ryan Alfred. But before we talk to them, we need to get caught up. But before we get caught up, let's get to the real important things, okay? We need our wind down word. Oh my gosh, Jenny's already ready. Election, Nevada, or vote?
Those are all good ones. All good ones, yeah. So if you have a wind down word of the night that you would like us to incorporate, please put it in the comment section. We are, however, going to be retiring the old sound,
which that was like my spirit animal, I gotta say, you know.
we are going to class it up in this joint, and we're going to change the sound for the wind down word of the night to...
Yes, this is the new wind down word, Jenny. One more time,
just spirit fingers, Krystal, with me on this one.
Okay.
So now when you hear that sound, instead of the when you hear the harp, because we're super classy in this joint, that's when you make a cheers and we drink with that wind down word of the day. So we are taking all suggestions. Please put them in the comment section. And once we decide, chocolate. I like chocolate. That's a good one too. Once we decide on it, we'll make it official and you'll see it right at the bottom of the screen, just kind of floating along. So make sure you let us know what you think we should use for tonight's wind down word of the day.
I mean, I'm digging Jenny's answers. Nevada is kind of great. But election, I mean, that's what's on all of our minds right now, you know? Oh, here we go.
Numbers.
Maria got numbers.
That's
a good one. We love you, Maria, for always watching this show. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Is Maria the one whose amazing son watches us every single Thursday? Oh man, he deserves a shout out of his own, honestly.
He does. He is the cutest. He is our number one fan and our smallest fan, probably at the same time. And he loves the show. And we love that you let him watch us and that you let him stay up so late to be with us. Oh, here's one. Wind down word. Breathe.
I mean, that kind of goes with this.
I like that because we all need to do that right now. So is that what we're going to say it is?
I love this one because I think that's how everybody's feeling.
Enough is enough is enough. All right, y'all gonna get me going into song with all that. It's too early for all that.
These are good. We're getting a lot of good suggestions. I don't know. Okay, so we got this one too. Speaking of, shout out to Halls. She is a small business owner for Holly Wink, and it's a lash company, which we're going to feature on our show very, very soon. But I like tacos too. So we have tacos, numbers, chocolate, election Nevada vote, enough. Woosah is another one that I'm seeing in the comments.
Okay. Who said woosah?
What are we thinking, Krystal?
I like breathe, because it kind of encompasses what we all need to do right now and is a great reminder for us. Yes. Ooh.
Is Michelle going to be the selector of the wind down word of the day?
Yes, Michelle. It is breathe. I am so excited.
All right. So anytime throughout the broadcast, you hear anybody, whether it's our guest, our musical guest, us, say the word breathe, you're going to hear this noise. Okay. Which is all of your, signal, your sign to relax and breathe and enjoy.
And drink.
And drink. All right.
Breathe
starting right now.
Okay. Now it starts. Yes. Woohoo. Michelle's excited. And our biggest fan is watching us right now and is so happy. Hi, buddy. Hi. Oh my gosh. So cute.
You're amazing.
So, I mean, it's November. Christmas is going to be here at any moment. Do you know what you're going to get your family, or do you have any gift ideas?
You know what? I feel like 2020 is so weird that I could just give them back a normal life and we would all be just fine.
It's true.
Like,
that's all we want.
Get back to normal. Like
everybody wants in 2020, they want 2019 back.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, you're not going to give like one of these Gwyneth Paltrow gifts.
Oh my gosh. Are we really? You know how I feel about this. Oh man, just wait until the Kiki Corner tonight, y'all. We have some tea inside the Kiki Corner. But you know what?
I'm getting ahead of myself.
In all reality, I am going to try and make the holidays as normal as I possibly can for my kids. We're hoping to go to Colorado this year for Christmas. Thanksgiving, we're going to stay in town. And I know people are thinking, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Why are you traveling? We're not going with a big group of people. It's our small family that we're going to be hanging out with. And we know that have also been practicing social distancing. So I just don't want life to pass me by because of everything we're going through. And I've told you this before, Krystal. I refuse to give up time with my family because life is too short and you really just never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's so true. I mean, I felt like I saw my life flash before my eyes today because your girl got 40 shots in my arms. Okay, you know I have been dealing with a serious case of eczema from stress and from everything. I probably just need to breathe. You knew I was going to do it. You knew it had to come.
I did. Here we go.
Because it's been really miserable. I've been waking up itching at night. And so I finally got an appointment with the allergist. And I went in. They start with the scratches on your back.
Yep.
And if you test negative on that, then whatever you tested negative in, they'll shoot you in the arm with. Well, I tested negative on all 40 things because my skin is revolting against me. So I had to get 40 shots. I had to get 20 in each arm. This is my arm. Look at that. And they number them. so that they know what you reacted to. And I reacted to everything. Okay. And it was like 4 is the highest. And the doctor comes in and she's like, oh, and reading off the numbers. It's like 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 plus, 4 plus. I'm like, oh, so you're saying I'm an overachiever.
Oh, yes, you are.
Thank you. But you know, they like tell you what you're allergic to. And you go down all the grasses I'm allergic to, most of the trees here in Arizona. I'm not allergic to cats or horses. So that's fun.
So
but
Krystal wants a pony for Christmas is what she's saying.
Thank you. I want to be a pony cat lady. And but I'm allergic to cockroaches. What?
I have never heard of that ever. Ever.
No. And I'm like, I'm sorry, doctor, why does it say cockroaches down here? And she goes, well, you know, when they die and they like decompose, then their body parts go in the air and then you breathe it in. But beyond that, their feces is also in the air. So the next time we're all outside, just know you're breathing in a bunch of cockroach feces. That's what I learned today.
Are you allergic to hairless guinea pigs? Jenny's just curious, just wanting to know because we've heard about your little pig before.
Mr. Oliver. No, I am not allergic to him, but he eats Timothy hay and he loves our mesquite beans in the yard. When we let him run around, he eats that. So if I pick him up and he's just had hay or mesquite beans, I will break out all right here because I am allergic to both of those things.
Oh my gosh. So now what? Now what do you do?
Well, I got a super aggressive, like topical cream that I'm going to go pick up after the show. So if y'all's at Walgreens on Broadway, I might see you over there. Okay. I'm going to get my stuff and I have to continue taking baths. I can't take showers, which is kind of nice. And I have to just really watch it and I have to like pat myself dry. Like it's a whole thing. It's a whole regimen now to get ready. But there's hope. I'm just so glad that there's hope. And now I can go back on my antihistamines that I had to go off of for a week so I can get tested, so I can sleep. So yay, I'm going to do the creams and then maybe allergy shots later on, you know, shots.
I'm going to pray for you because I can't even imagine. You and I have been talking about this and you've been going through this and it has been a struggle. So I'm going to pray for you and I might even actually breathe for you.
Thank you. Girl, because you know I have been on the struggle bus with this for way too long. Wow.
So we've got a great show. And before we get to the great show, we've got numerologist Patricia Kirkman coming up. As you mentioned, we have your amazing friend that's also going to be joining us. Katherine is going to be joining us and performing. But before we do that, I don't know if you know this. I'm a ginger and I have to bring this up. Today is National Appreciate Redhead Day.
Yeah!
I feel seen. Usually people are always talking about how gingers are going to steal your soul. Maybe I am.
Too late.
But I have to give a big shout out because you have gingers in your life and I have gingers in my life. So actually, gingers go, there's my gingers. There's my sisters, Taylor and Jordan. They have beautiful red hair. As I got older, mine got a little bit darker, but it runs on both sides of my family. My dad has gingers on his side. My mom has gingers on her side. So one way or another, somebody was going to end up with, you know, that freckly skin and red hair. And why not give appreciation and love today to our gingers and your gingers, the cutest.
Oh, mine, who everyone thinks are adopted. Nope. Carried them both. They're not twins. Carried them separately. It would have been nice to pop them both out at the same time. But no, they both were right here in my belly and I am their mom. And no, we do not know where the red hair came from. No, the mailman does not have red hair, which is what my doctor asked me when my first was born. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me right now?
Okay,
I just did this with no drugs.
They were born with red hair, right?
With fire red hair. Like they came out and it was just vibrant. And everybody went, whoa, like where did that come from? It was pretty crazy. Both of them.
They are gorgeous. Your boys are gorgeous. And when you and I first became friends, I did think they were twins. They do look like they could be twins. What's their age difference?
They're 2 years apart. They're 13. So the one on the left is my eldest. He's 13. That's Cole. The one on the right is Canyon, like the Grand Canyon, and he is 11.
They are gorgeous. We appreciate our
Thank
gingers
you.
today.
All
National
the gingers.
Redhead Appreciation Day. Had to throw that in. You know, if I get a
I'm
day,
so glad you
I
did.
am going to honor it. Especially myself, who's a redheaded Mexican. I am going to celebrate.
As you should. You deserve it. And seeing you next to your sisters, it's like, wow, you can really see all the red.
And
That's
theirs,
so
I'm telling
cool.
you, much like your sons, theirs is just this gorgeous, vibrant, beautiful red. Mine has gotten obviously darker as I've gotten older and added color and messed with it and whatever. But trust me, I mean, you could play connect the dots on my body with all the freckles,
Your freckles?
that I have. From my ankles all the way up to probably the top of my head, I have freckles everywhere, which I was informed is skin damage. So I'm like, oh, that's
Oh,
I have skin
great.
damage everywhere, right?
yeah. Oh, my boys have so many freckles. It's like, what kind of mom am I? All this skin damage running around. Jeez. Okay.
I know. Got a SPF, everybody. If I can give you any tip, it's SPF here and especially here.
Yes.
Especially
Whatever you
here
do to your
and
face, you do to
here.
your neck and your
Oh, yes.
décolletage. Yes.
I like
Oh,
what Halls is thinking here.
we should.
Breathe better now.
Exactly. Well, I'm feeling a little Kiki coming on. What about you?
Oh, you know, I'm definitely feeling the Kiki. Always feeling the Kiki. Here we
Woo!
go. Oh,
Let's have a Kiki. I want to have a Kiki.
lock the door.
Tight. Let's have a Kiki. I'm gonna let you have it. Let's have a Kiki. I want to have a Kiki. Turn. Let's have a Kiki. We're gonna turn and turn. Honey.
Yes.
Always makes you feel fabulous when we hear that song.
It does.
So, as you know, in the Kiki Corner is when we talk about everything happening in the world right now in entertainment and lifestyle. And if you ever want to join us in the Kiki Corner, we would love to have you here. All you got to do is send us an email, candidlykrystal@gmail.com. You can see it right under Crystal. Send us an email, Candidly Krystal, Kiki in the corner, or in the subject line, and say, hey, I want to be on the Kiki Corner with you guys. We would love to bring any of our viewers to join us in the Kiki Corner because that's what it's all about. This show is all about you.
It is.
So we want to make sure we include you. So the first story today is something that Crystal sort of referenced earlier when we were
I
catching
did. I was
up.
too excited about it. I wanted to talk about it.
How many people are familiar with Gwyneth Paltrow's website, Goop? It's very high class, pinky up.
gosh. Do you know Goop?
You know, considering help me, I'm poor, I will never be able to buy anything on it. But she actually recently released her holiday guide. And you and I were talking about it earlier, Crystal. The first thing
Yes.
that caught my attention is the fact that she has a $38,000 avocado bed on her holiday. Oh, wow. Look at that. Her holiday gift guide. Now, this
It
is what
looks
makes
really
me laugh.
comfortable.
It does. But I was hoping for like an actual avocado bed, like
Yeah.
shaped like an avocado with
Oh,
a
yeah,
hole
like
in the
your
middle
cradle.
for your bottom. Yes. That's what I was hoping for.
You're the pit
Yes.
in the bed. You're the avocado pit. I was hoping that like you could straight up make guacamole with this bed. You reach up, you pick some avocados, you add some, some jalapenos and put it in there. Yeah, something. But no,
If
this
I'm
is
paying $38,000 for a bed, yes, you better make me avocado and also some chips on the side. That is a lot of money. But like you said, it
And a
does look
margarita.
very, very comfortable. Like
it.
I feel like
Does.
it's like sleeping in the arms of Jesus.
Yeah.
at that.
Right? In a cloud. And like it doesn't look very big though, because it doesn't look like there's a lot of room for him to get on. But
No. And
It
then
does look
another
comfortable.
one, a $100,000 self-heating concrete tub. We
Oh.
also have an almost $5,000 Hermes skateboard. I don't
Yeah.
even know how to say it because I'm literally
Hermes.
below that line of what you need to do.
No,
like
you
I am
got
not
it.
in Joe Biden's tax plan. So I can't afford
Girl, me
this.
neither.
So I can't afford this. Then we have the $55,000 pyramid
Oh my
commode,
gosh.
which
This
you and I
thing.
thought was a toilet.
We
but no.
full on thought it was a toilet. It's a dresser. Like those are drawers, and you open them, and you could put stuff in there, whatever you want to put in there. You
Ones
could
like
put
it's supposed to go in your room, but I'm probably going to have to show off that I have a $55,000 pyramid commode.
commode. And so we had to look it up. So commode can either mean like chamber pot or toilet, or it can mean a chest of drawers or a side table. Either one. I wouldn't want to confuse the two. That would be unfortunate. But in this case, it's a chest of drawers.
You
It's cool
find your
looking.
like untraveled, unseasoned friends like myself who'd be like a commode. Hold on. No. Pull your pants, Krystal. Not that kind.
Pull the drawer out. I'm ready.
Not that kind. So there's
Oh my
that
God.
one. And this one for me is the one where I'm like, this is extra. This is really extra. An almost $2,000 Ouija board. Look at that. Like, are the
Well, I
ghosts going
mean-
to come in and do your taxes? Because it's almost $2,000.
Well, I'd buy it if they did that. But I mean, it is done in hand-poured, glitter-bombed acrylic. Isn't that worth $2,000 to you, Krystal?
Yeah.
Let's go to
Unless-
Michael's right now, girl. We can get our own acrylic and some glitter, and we can sell them. We can outsell Goop. We can sell it for $1,500, and then we can be in Joe Biden's tax bracket. It's a
Oh my-
win-win.
And you know what I love about this is like, okay, if I'm going to pay $2,000 for a Ouija board, can we
Yeah.
at least have one of the ghosts come on and give me lottery numbers? Because now I'm in debt.
Yes.
See, look at
Please give me that Powerball.
ball on a budget. I could make you guys commode out of one of my trees in the front, and I would only charge you maybe $100. Like, let me just chop it down. It gets on my nerves anyway, so
Yeah.
might
Yeah.
as well.
Make the best of both worlds. Well, hey, I have to say, there was a lot of interesting things on Goop's holiday gift guide list. I encourage everyone, especially the ladies, to check it out because it was quite interesting. But switching from Gwyneth to Matthew McConaughey, all right. He told Oprah that he doesn't allow his two children to say the following words in his house. You can't say the words, I can't. You can't say the words, hate. And they don't allow lying. So those three things cannot happen in the McConaughey house. So lying, saying I can't, or I hate. And Matthew also tells his children to be proud of his hard work as their father. He said, if a kid at school ever tells you, oh, I bet you live in a big house because your dad's famous, don't bow your head, look up and go, yeah, actually, we do live in a nice house. My dad works really hard to be as good as he can at his job. I thought that was fantastic.
I think that's
Because-
fantastic too. Yep. Except for the whole I can't, lying, and a hate thing. I feel like those are things people say when they don't have kids. Like, I'm going to teach my kids to not say I can't and hate. And then the people that have kids are like, oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, sure. It's like when you're in the grocery store before you have kids and you hear a kid having a temper tantrum and you're like, that will never be my kid ever. And then you have kids and you're like, what? I don't know why I ever thought that. And then you see a mom in the store and their kid is like having a meltdown and you're like, it's fine. You're fine. We're all on your side. Like, oh my gosh, everything changes the day you become a parent.
Do you look at that other mom and do you say, just breathe?
Mm-hmm. That was for you, Halls.
Okay,
Yes.
so before we get to our first guest, a numerologist, Patricia Kirkman, I do want to bring up one more story, and I know you have something that tacks right onto it. So if you missed Adele on Saturday Night Live, she was amazing.
My
And
girl.
now it looks like some Hollywood bigwigs are pretty much just offering her blank checks. Like, we want you to be
Of
in
course.
a TV series. We want you to star in a movie. You tell us the figure. We will write it and we will sign it. And it's all, you're golden, Adele.
anything she wants. The world is, well, it's Adele. I mean, Adele, as she says, right? She can do anything. I'm not surprised that she blew it out of the water on SNL because she's freaking talented. And you can't like be that talented in one area and not also be talented over here as well. Of course she's amazing. I love her.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
speaking of SNL, the Foo Fighters will be musical guest on this weekend's episode. And Dave Chappelle is the host. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
rich.
I'm
Anybody
thinking,
that knows
I'm
the show
Rick
knows that.
James.
Yes. Tyler Murphy. Tyler Murphy. What do the 5 fingers say to the face?
Slap.
Oh, see? That got me through college, if I'm being honest. So,
Oh my gosh,
I'm
it was
just saying.
so great. I love
So
it.
remember, if you ever want to join us inside the Kiki Corner to talk entertainment news, gossip, spill some tea, send us an email, candidlykrystal@gmail.com. You can join us as early as next Thursday to be
Yes.
on Candidly Krystal. We got some great guests lined up for that show as well. But I think it's time we transition to our next guest. We are so excited to have her on the show. We want to welcome numerologist, the always amazing Patricia Kirkman.
Yeah.
Patricia.
Hello
Welcome
there,
to
ladies.
Candidly Krystal. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. You gals are super. Just love the show. Really good.
I love it. I
you.
love it. Patricia, you are a numerologist, and there may be people who are tuning in right now and are thinking, okay, what is that? What is a numerologist? What exactly is a numerologist, and how can you help people by being a numerologist?
Well, numerologist deals with names, numbers, and letters. And it takes a look at, and as you well know, we've done in the past, take a look at a person's birthday or birth date. Those work with the numbers. So needless to say, the numerologist, this goes clear back to Pythagoras. So Pythagoras, that's way back there. So we've all been struggling with this for a long time. Everything changes. Our world right now is in a time when we'll just say it's a little chaotic. But this month itself is a 6 month. So trust me on that. We're all dealing with it as a 6 month, meaning everybody deals with family issues. Everybody wants things perfect. We're looking at alternative medicines, alternative ways of healing, which you've just been through, Krystal, with the scratching pit. So it's a combination of things. So what I do is I look at what's going on around a person. I'll take a look at their birth name, their birth date. And for that, I can tell them what's going on in their life right now, how to fix it, where to go forward with it, how to put a Band-Aid on what's wrong, or put out the blazing celebrations for the good things that are happening at that moment. But the universe, we all go through the same thing universally. But our personal stuff goes along with the universe. Unless you're lucky like me, and your personal stuff is the same as the universe, so you get a double whammy. So when it's good, it's great. The odds are not so good, but it keeps us informed, whether we like it or not. So right now, this particular month is a 6 universal month. So every one of us are dealing with 6. 6 deals with home, family. It looks for opportunities to do things better. Relationships are made or broken in 6s. It's a combination of things. But if we took a look at a person's name to see how they work with it or what their birthday is, what if they don't have a 6 in their name or their birthday? Well, that's what we call karma. That can come back and bite us in the Ouija board. Okay.
The $2,000 Ouija board.
Crazy things going on. So it's a combination of things. So looking at the universe right now, we're all looking at what we can do for home, family, what we want to do, exchange recipes, do things around the house. This is a time when you may want to do all kinds of redecorating or what have you. Perfect. But the worst thing you can do this month is give advice unless it's asked for.
Oh.
You know, it is one of those secrets. Keep your lips zipped. Don't give advice unless it's asked for. It will definitely make things a little uncomfortable. So
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good to know
I think
anytime.
that deserves a breathe on that one. am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Before you want to give somebody advice, just take a little breather before you do that.
let them ask for it. If they ask for it, you can give it. If they don't ask for it, forget it, because it will boomerang on you. Just looking at both of you are Krystal. with a K, with a C. K is 2, so it's a very sensitive soul. 3 is more outgoing and more social. So we look at that right off the bat. And so the first vowel, first consonant. So in your case, the Y would become a consonant. So it's a 7. So 3 and a 7 for you, Krystal, gives you a 1. So you're more outgoing and more into who you are. With you, my dear Krystal, when we're looking at that, you end up being a 2, very sensitive to everything ongoing.
Anybody that knows me knows that is spot on. I literally watched an Avenger video that was like representative what's happening with the election right now, and I cried. I was like, "Oh my gosh, Captain America, yes, you're gonna save us!" And my husband's like, I mean, I do. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm also a Cancer. So for me, I am 99.9% of the time a hot mess. Like,
No, you're not.
At these things, now you'll find that you'll be more so at this time because being sensitive and wanting everything perfect. 6 likes things perfect. You know how to fix it.
Okay, so we had talked about me. I was telling you, Krystal, and Patricia, I've even texted you and told you I keep seeing 1s everywhere. I keep seeing 1111 on my phone, 111 on the stove clock. When I pump gas, it stops at 1111. I keep seeing 1s everywhere. What does that mean?
Well, firstly, if it's just a single 1, it means it's something you need to do, to pay attention to. If it's a double 1, that makes it a 2. So that's something to do with a partnership and or a relationship or something you're trying to put together. Makes us sensitive. So when we look at the whole, we take a look at the whole name, and every number in your name has a meaning to it. So all this is taken into consideration. So you'd be surprised what you can find out, as Krystal has put up with me in the past, and we've come up with some things.
Oh, she'll go as deep as the time that you were born and the day, year, all the letters in your name. She has absolutely done these kind of, we've got one. Look at this. What does it mean if your birthday is 12/12 and you look at the clock at 12/12?
Oh.
Well, isn't it strange that 12/12 becomes a 6? 1, 2, and 1, 2 is a 6. We're in a 6 month right now. Oh, aren't we looking for things to be perfect? Possibly. Good idea.
I know.
But 6 also likes to do things around the house. New recipes, or decorating, things of that nature.
I know Ursula, she's my cousin, and she has just turned her attention to art. She started painting, and it's really taken off for her. So maybe in that realm, that's sort of what it meant, that it's good. And look at it, she even said she sees it all the time. Is that sort of signaling to her like, yes, you're on the right path?
Yeah, but it says that she needs to explore, to do things that are different.
Oh. Well, art sounds different. That's great.
Well, yeah, it is, but it makes her in control of it. It gives her opportunity to make things happen. And that's what makes it interesting, because every number, every day, every letter of your name. Now, every letter of the name lasts for so many years. Your first name is your physical self, where you live, where you work, what you do. Your middle name is your emotional side. And your last name is the spiritual side handed down through the generations.
Oh, my.
So if your letter, just like in Krystal's, lasts for 2 years, so her first 2 years, she would be working under that for her first name. And then her middle name, whatever that letter is, would be under that. And then her first or last name at birth, that would be right under that. So
my middle name is Rose. What does that mean? R-O-S-E.
Well, first, did you have an illness your first couple of years when you were first born?
I had jaundice.
Gee, isn't that funny? I should pick that up.
Maybe that's why my skin is such a hot mess right now.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to get better.
Oh man, Patricia, we are getting so many comments asking, what does my B-Day mean? 11/18/81. All of these numbers consecutive.
Okay. what I look at, that tells us what their destiny number is. So it was 11.
1881.
Okay, 1981. So right now it tells me that this young person, male or female, they're in a 2. This is a universal 4. So they are in a 6 personal year. So they've been dealing with all kinds of things involving their family all year long, but it's about ready to break free. They're going to be going into a 7. So if they're having anything to do with school, learning, teaching, whatever, perfect timing. But between now and December 31st, they're in a 4 bridge period. So they need to pick up the sweeper, do all the things to clean, get things laid out, put things in order. Because come January, lots of changes. This is a perfect time for anybody that's in school. It would be excellent.
We got this
Yes.
one. Michelle, have we talked about 1111 or 111? Yes, we actually talked about that right when we kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
And it can actually mean separate things, you said, Patricia.
Right. And, you know, when we look at the time frame, that's great. Look at your month and day of birth. Add those 2 together, reduce it to a single digit. Then you take a look at what the year represents, just the year itself. So this year, 2020 is a 4 because we reduced to a single digit. Take your month and day, whatever it reduces to, add it to that 4 and reduce it to a single digit if it's necessary. But that'll tell you what your personal year is.
Oh my goodness. This is so interesting. So much math. I feel like my head is spinning.
Because it's all single digits. You just,
Yes, it's true.
if it's a 19, it's a 1. If it's a 22, it's a 4. And you just add that to the universal number, and it gives you all kinds of information. And if you question what it is, my webpage has what some of these things are as well.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask you. If somebody wants to book a private session with you, can they do that? Are you doing virtual sessions? Is that online?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's patriciakirkman.com. And
by phone, not a problem.
Yep. And we have it all right here. So if you're watching on your iPad or your phone, take a screenshot. So you have the information saved right there. patriciakirkman.com, the phone number, her email. I know for a fact that Patricia gets back to you very, very quickly. You can set up a private session. And I know that she has actually helped me navigate with some really big decisions in my life.
Oh.
So I would absolutely recommend booking a private session.
Well, I definitely want to do that. Patricia, thank you so much for joining us on Candidly Krystal. We loved having you. And if you want more information, yes, screenshot it right there. We love having you. For Patricia Kirkman, check her out at patriciakirkman.com. And we would love to welcome our next guest. We have an award-winning vocalist and recording artist, both of them. When you see them come on screen, we have Katherine Byrnes and Ryan Alfred. Welcome them to the show.
Hey.
Thank you for being here. Oh my
We
gosh.
are so excited. We got a jam-packed show today. I feel like we are just, moving along. Katherine and Ryan, we want to welcome you. You guys are both full-time performers and entertainers. So I'm curious, how have you guys been navigating through this crazy, crazy pandemic?
Well, I can answer that. For the first 6 months, I didn't sing, I didn't perform, I couldn't work. It was a very big questioning of who am I, my sense of self, because that's very tied up in what I do. But just recently I've started teaching an outdoor distanced kids theater camp after schools, and that's really helped because it just pulls me outside of myself and reminds me to just breathe and to be with the kids and help them.
Breathe. Wind downward. We love it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my answer to the question. What about Ryan?
I don't know if I'm close enough to a mic to answer well.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Just didn't really work for about 7 months in the sense of anything out making money, but just spent the time kind of returning to practicing and writing music and exercising, kind of all the things that I usually wish I had time for.
Yeah.
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 I can't claim that I was consistently productive. It was sort of like 3 weeks of productivity and then a week of abject depression and then a few weeks of productivity. And then, that was like the cycle, but it was definitely
Hashtag relatable.
Yeah. Hashtag same over here. I feel you on that. And I feel like all of us have gone through that where it's kind of like this going through this last 7 months. And it's like, yeah, we're doing great. And then, you never know what path you're going to be on any given day. But you both have toured internationally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Katherine with Amos Lee and Ryan with Calexico. And once travel is safe again, is there any place you're dying to go?
Oh my gosh, we play this game like every single morning. We're like, where do we wish we were? This morning it was, I wished we were biking around Vancouver and eating at this like Japanese noodle shop that we really like. And then Ryan was like, I wish we were in this Belgian beer and mussels bar in Philadelphia and all this stuff. Where I really want to visit after all this is over, I really want to see Japan. I've never been to Japan. I've been to China. But I really want to see Japan. Let's go, Crystal.
I'm with you. Let's
Put
go.
me in your
Let's book a
suitcase,
tour.
ladies. I can compact. I can fetal position, and you can just zip the bag, and I'm fine.
Awesome. And then I think I'd also really like to move to New Zealand at some point because they've got it figured out.
Because they got a woman leading the charge. Let's be honest.
Exactly. No offense, Ryan, but when it comes to healthcare and taking care of everybody, we need to have a female. Yes.
We could at the very least give it a shot, I think. I think that's a pretty uncontroversial idea.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
And we might be there. We might be there with Kamala.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
We're hoping. I am hoping.
I am hoping.
We'll see. We're hoping for breaking news tonight. We're hoping like in the middle of the broadcast, we get like breaking news and we just find out all together.
That's what I told my husband. I said, listen, if they announce, you interrupt my show immediately and tell me so we can break it.
It's true.
Right here. For sure. So Katherine, you are a tribute artist and you do one-woman shows celebrating Janis Joplin, Carole King, Barbara Streisand. These are prolific vocalists, hard to tackle, and you do an amazing job. What drew you to wanting to showcase these women in concert?
Ooh, okay. I think the unifying theme between all of them is they not only do they each bring their own personality into their performances, and their repertoire is so extensive. Like Barbara Streisand covers the entire gamut of musical theater. Carole King has written pop songs for decades for various artists, and Janis Joplin like basically encompassed the entire flavor of like the 1960s hippie movement and psychedelic stuff. And I think that that's so awesome, but each of them has their own personal story to tell, which I think is so important in my shows because I'm not trying to be them. I'm not trying to mimic their sound. I'm not an impersonator. I'm trying to pay tribute to who they are. And I think part of what makes me drawn to certain artists is if they have something that I feel connected to, or I feel a story in there that I want to tell. And I think that that's a unifying theme with all of them.
That's amazing.
I love that. Yeah.
I mean, her shows are just off the charts. You know, I went to see your Janis show with Julianne, right? Yeah, I know you do. And we were blown away. I mean, we know you, we've sung with you, but to see it live and to go to one of your shows is a whole nother thing. So, you know, if you get the chance to see Katherine perform live, do it. You will not be disappointed. And you and your fiance, Ryan, yes.
No officially fiance, yes.
You are. It's so exciting. And I got married. Isn't that crazy? I thought we'd be fiancés together. Get married during a pandemic. I'm telling you, it's a lot cheaper that way.
Sweet. It was such a sweet wedding.
Thank you for attending.
We certainly thought about following your lead.
Yeah.
The reason
You should.
But the only reason we are not yet married is because we had been waiting for a break in our touring schedules to have like a big party.
Yeah.
So that was like the whole reason why we've been engaged for so long. It sort of seemed like, we're going to give that waiting up now. Let's just wait some more. We
Yeah.
still want that part.
I know. Patience is a virtue. I hear you.
Absolutely.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So
The
you
important
guys
part
are,
is done.
Yeah. Keep going.
yeah. Oh, me. Okay. Well, you guys are co-leaders of the band Sweet Ghosts, and you released a song in June, which hit me right here, called When It Burns, which is this hauntingly powerful ballad. Yes, there it is. Released during the pandemic. And it was the height not only of the pandemic, but also the Black Lives Matter movement and during the fires we had here on Mount Lemmon. And the song is so raw and really struck a chord with a lot of people that listened to it on social media. I mean, I cried when I first heard it. And these lyrics, when it burns, when another dies, will you weigh the broken glass against the broken lives? Listen to this.
On the streets, black smoke choke the angry hearts, tired of keeping beat.
I mean, it's just beautiful.
Like some storm.
Can you tell us the process about writing that song and what you were thinking and experiencing during the time and why you decided to write it?
Yeah, definitely. A main reason I write songs, believe it or not, is sort of this process. There's something about like the parameters of having to like fit ideas into a rhyme scheme and into like a sort of beautiful word choice that actually makes me have to ask myself, like, what do I think about these things? So specifically around like the George Floyd, that was the catalyst. So as you noted, the fires on the mountain made their way into the song too. But the George Floyd incident and its aftermath really was the initial spark, and I was sort of digesting all these new ideas like abolish the police or defund the police. These were kind of new concepts to me, and I will admit I was initially like a lot of people like, whoa, what do you mean defund the police? That's crazy. But then I read a lot of articles and a lot of people's thinking on it, and was just sort of persuaded that there was a lot of good in there, but wanted to sort of work out a way to express that in my own words and to sort of almost sort of like desensationalize it, sort of like knew what some of those ideas were really about at their bottom, and that was sort of what made me like start writing the song and the words to try and, in the form of a song, encapsulate my understanding of not only the problem, but the proposed solutions and why they would be needed.
I absolutely love it. This song is breathtaking. And when I first heard it, it took my breath away. And I should take this opportunity to congratulate you, Ryan, on releasing your first solo album called A Sudden
thank
Rush
you.
of Noise. Available? Yes! And that is available on Bandcamp and SoundCloud under Ryan Alfred if you are interested in more of Ryan's songwriting. But right now, I think it's time to introduce another hauntingly beautiful song. Here is Katherine Byrnes and Ryan Alfred singing Urge for Goin' by Joni Mitchell.
Oh, thanks, Natalie. Hi, Natalie. I love you.
You ready?
Mhm. I awoke today and found the frost perched on the town. It hovered in a frozen sky and gobbled summer down. When the sun turns traitor cold and all the trees are shivering in a naked row, I get the urge for going, but I never seem to go. I get the urge for going when the meadow grass is turning brown and summertime is falling down and winter's closing in. I had me a man in summertime. He had summer-colored skin, and not another girl in town my darling's heart could win. But when the leaves fell on the ground and bully winds came around, pushed them face down in the snow, he got the urge for going, and I had to let him go. He got the urge for going when the meadow grass was turning brown and summertime is falling down and winter was closing in. Now the warriors of winter, they give a cold, triumphant shout, and all that stays is dying, all that lives is getting out. See the geese in chevron flight, flapping and racing on before the snow. They've got the urge for going, and they've got their wings so they can go. They get the urge for going when the meadow grass is turning brown and summertime is falling down and winter's closing in. I'll ply the fire with kindling, I'll pull the blankets to my chin, I'll lock the vagrant winter out and bolt my wandering in. I'd like to call back summertime and have her stay for just another month or so, but she's got the urge for going, and I guess she'll have to go. She's got the urge for going when the meadow grass is turning brown and all her empires are falling down and winter's closing in. And I get the urge for going when the meadow grass is turning brown and summertime is falling down.
That was amazing.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
It honestly allowed me to sort of check out for a minute and forget everything that's kind of happening right now and the anxiety and the stress and the uncertainty and really just kind of vibe.
And just breathe.
That's what I was going to say. And just breathe. Yes. As we all should be doing.
Here.
Lots of breathing. Oh my God. That was beautiful.
Here.
Girl, I could listen
amazing.
to you sing all day. Every
same goes
day.
for you. I'm excited to sing with you soon.
I know we get to sing together in December, but besides that, you have a lot going on in December because you have a sweet ghost show coming up at Hotel Congress on December 15th. So this sweet ghost show, is it inside? Is it outside? Is it just
outside.
you two?
It's outside. So
Okay.
Congress is only doing outside shows.
Okay.
At least until next year. I'm sure it will linger longer.
Yeah, we're on the outdoor stage and it's socially distanced audience and
Yeah.
very
All
safe.
the tables, I think, are like 8 or 9 feet apart. We're capping the space at 100 people. So it's
nice.
It's going to be
So there's tables so people can like drink. Can they get a bite to eat?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're playing on a Tuesday, so it's Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Oh, somebody wanted the wind down word to be taco.
That is a
Okay.
good wind down word. It makes me relax.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, it's Taco Tuesday. You're outside at the beautiful Hotel Congress listening to Katherine Byrnes and Ryan Alfred of Sweet Ghosts on December 15th. It can't get any better than that. Reserve your tickets now.
Yes.
December 8th?
December 8th.
December 8th.
Oh, December 8th.
Oh, December 8th. That is
Did I
quite
put the-
different.
Did I put the wrong thing in?
It's okay.
You know what?
I
It's okay.
probably
We're
did.
clarifying it
doing
now.
I'm doing the Congress like Opry show on the 15th, I think. Maybe that's where my confusion came from.
That sounds
Oh,
right.
You know
so
what?
we can see you on
It's
both days.
2020.
Yeah.
In
I'm
2020,
the production manager, so I'm going to go
you
ahead
just
and
never know. Oh, wow. Did you just see Frankenstein pop up
I
in my
did
shot?
for a hot second. Okay, wait, we're back at Halloween. There we go.
Oh,
Hey,
that's my
you know,
youngest daughter, Penelope. Oh, that's Skylar. It's Skylar. Oh, she wanted to make sure I
There-
clarified that.
She's in
Okay.
disguise.
Yes, yes.
So
Okay, so we
can see
clarified
you
December
on the
8th. Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
And you can, again, if you want more info, you can take a screenshot right now. And all of their information is right there. Instagram, Facebook, website. We want to thank you guys, Katherine and Ryan. We're so glad you guys joined us on Candidly Krystal. I guarantee we're going to have you guys back. Make sure
heck
not to
yeah.
miss their upcoming Sweet Ghost performance, December 8th at
On the 8th.
Hotel Congress. You can find out more info by visiting their website, KatherineByrnes.com. Also go and check them out on Facebook and, of course, on Instagram at Sweet Ghost. Katherine and Ryan, thank you guys for coming on Candidly Krystal today.
Thank you, Crystal.
We
for
love
having
you.
us.
Congrats on the new show. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yay, that was
Yay.
fantastic.
I know. Aren't they amazing? Ugh,
You know,
it's
sometimes
just-
you just need those moments where you can check out for a little bit
Mhm.
and just kind of vibe and listen to some good music, because as I'm pretty sure 99% of the population is aware, music is good for the soul.
yes,
it's-
it's good for Henry's
just-
soul.
Yes.
He was dancing. That's our number one fan, Mr. Henry, dancing with his serious dance moves during the entire song, as he should, because
Hi,
they're
Henry.
amazing. Hi, Henry! Yes.
We've had a great show so far, and I think before we close it out, because you
Yeah.
know we all could use a little bit of wind down time. What do you say, Crystal?
Yeah.
I
Heck
think we
yeah,
end
we
it-
should wind it down.
With a little bit of wind down time, and maybe just breathe.
I'm sorry, did you say breathe?
I did. I sure did.
You sure did.
If you're just
Oh, we
tuning into
need to.
Candidly Krystal, you are just catching the end of the show. We had some great guests on tonight. We had Patricia Kirkman on earlier. She is a numerologist, patriciakirkman.com. You just witnessed the amazing musical act. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Which was Katherine and Ryan, and they were just fantastic. Allowed us to sort of check out for a little bit and really just kind of vibe.
yes,
could
like
all
Catherine's
use right
voice.
now.
I just float, you know, when she sings, I just like float in this ethereal realm where everything is perfect. So I'm
love
so glad she's perfect to have on tonight. Her and Ryan are amazing. And tonight has been a wonderful, wonderful show. And if you're tuning in later on, you're catching the rebroadcast of the show. Thank you for watching. We
Yes.
appreciate having you here as well.
Yeah, and next week we have a great show for you guys. We actually have a improv duo. That's right, an improv duo who have a podcast is going to be joining us next Thursday. And as you know, with daylight savings time, it is no longer 7 p.m. Pacific. It is now 7 p.m. Actually, it's 7 p.m. Arizona time, because
It
Arizona
is.
doesn't believe in that daylight savings nonsense.
We do not. I had a student today in another state, and I was like, where are they? What happened? And then they logged on an hour later. I'm like, oh, daylight savings time. I totally forgot. And so I had to like jump over and be like, hey, we don't do daylight savings. I'm so sorry. You're going to have to work this out.
Yes, switch it up. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's such a crazy thing. Everybody else does it. I feel like I feel like nobody really wants to. Have you ever
No.
met anybody that was excited about it? No. I mean,
Nope.
Benjamin Franklin was the one who proposed it.
Only
in the
when
day.
you fall back, because you gain that hour. Only when you fall back are people like looking forward to daylight savings. Because in Colorado, where I'm from, we have it, fall back, spring forward, and it was always the fall back where we gain that extra hour. I think that's how it works. I might be.
But you had to
again,
get up an hour earlier. That sounds awful.
Sometimes it can be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes it can
no.
be.
No, I'm glad to just stay the same.
Before we
All the
check
time.
out, I have to tell you about a funny story. We can all breathe really quick.
Oh, yes, please.
If you're also just tuning in, you're wondering why the wind down word of the day has a completely different sound. We're not doing the we're not doing that anymore. We have switched it up because we are classy.
We're classy,
and we are
babes.
elegant. And we drink with our pinkies up. We have changed it
Always.
to the heart sound. And Henry, if you're watching, I hope you got that juice box ready, little Henry.
Yes, get it ready, Henry.
But the story I want to tell you about, I actually read this. This woman in Kentucky received a not suitable for work picture, unsolicited. I know, ladies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Actually, guys, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
too.
you do, guys.
And I'm sure there's times when the ladies receive this, and obviously you're probably repulsed and you're wondering why this is happening to you. This woman in Kentucky decided that she was going to take it upon herself to find the guy on social media, stalk his little, page a little bit. And I say little, not lightly, and decided to reach out to his mother.
Oh,
She
get your
then
mama.
Sent the mother the picture, the unsolicited picture that the son sent her. Now, I'm a girl mom, right? So I'm on that side. You are a boy mom.
Yeah.
What would you do if you got a message like, this is what happened?
Oh my goodness. I don't care how old you are. You're never too old for a whooping. That is ridiculous. If it is unsolicited, nobody wants to see that. Even when you're in a committed relationship, still no, I'm good. Why do men feel the need to send this? Nobody is asking for it.
No.
It's just, they should send them to each other.
That's great
what
idea.
they should send them to. Next time you want to send one to a lady, just send it to your guy friend instead.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't want to see it. And if all of us say that we're going to tell your mama that you sent this, maybe it will bring it down to where it should be, which is next to 0.
I promise you, a woman's reaction is never this.
It's not.
Okay? If we get it, your reaction is usually,
Yeah, like, oh, it's like it's going to hit you in the face or something. I mean, it's a lot. We don't need it. Keep it to yourself, okay? For women, it's like, hey, do the dishes, change the oil in our car. Send us a picture.
we've talked about this before. We've talked about this before when it comes to significant other, the P word, not the weird P word, the P-O, that word, husband porn, if you will.
Yes.
Is doing dishes, taking the trash out, vacuuming, taking care of the children. That excites me more than an unsolicited pic. Right?
Exactly.
You want to put a smile on my face, which I have to give my husband credit. And I know he can hear me. My husband is one of those men that does the dishes, that takes care of the babies, that helps me around the house. I mean, literally, yes, Frankenstein just snuck in my shot, but 99% of the time he has my babies on lockdown so they don't jump into Candidly Krystal. So my husband has that on lock. And I promise you, fellas, that is a way to a woman's heart.
It is.
100%.
It sure is. I got the same kind of man over here. You want to know how to get with one of us classy ladies over here
Who
this
like
is
to
what you
breathe.
need to do. We like to breathe. But we don't want to breathe looking at an unsolicited pic. We'll tell you that. We're trying to help
Send it
you
to
out.
your mama.
If you
We are going to send it to your mama.
don't send it to us. And it's all it takes.
That's my mother-in-law. She did. She raised a good one. I'm
Aw.
lucky. You raised a good one, Dee Dee. I am one of the luckiest girls alive, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get all sappy or anything, but I'm just saying, if there are guys watching right now, we're here to help. We just want to give you the tips. That's
You
it.
can log on, send us the comments. Like if you're like, hey, I'm wondering if I should do this, log on to Candidly Krystal and ask us, email us, right? CandidlyKrystal@gmail.com. We are happy to help you. If only more guys would do that, I think the world would be a better place and you'd be so much better off with the lady folk. Like you would have a much better chance. We're just
Fellas,
saying.
we already have a lot on our plate. Okay, we do.
We do.
And then you bring in 2020. Okay. And all the
Mhm.
craziness. And I feel like 99% of the time I should be in a padded room with my arms
Exactly.
like this. Like I'm going crazy a lot. So it helps to have a supportive partner in
Yep.
all of this.
Mhm.
I'm just
You can
saying.
rely on. That's all
Mhm.
we're saying. We don't want to do everything. We want you to take up your slack too and help us out. Help us out. We're one team, especially when there's kids involved. Do your thing and we'll guarantee you, like, you will be rewarded. Like things will happen. Okay. Just do something that is constructive.
I told my husband, our generation, ours right here, is going to be the generation that's going to usher in and get rid of toxic masculinity, right? We don't need any of that. Like, I'm sorry, there are no specific gender roles. The husband doesn't just take out the trash and do the yard work. No, our generation is going to be the generation that ushers in this new world when it comes to relationship because I don't know. I mean, I grew up in a household where my mom was very much like, Krystal, you can do anything you want to do. And I was sort of getting it from the other side, on the other side, where it's like, nah, you're a girl. Like, sit. You know what I mean? So I feel like our generation, you're raising your boys the same way. I'm raising my girls the same way. I tell them all the time, you can be an astronaut. You can be the next president. You can be a bodybuilder. I don't care.
Anything you
whatever
want.
it is, whatever brings you joy, that's what you can do. There is no gender role assigned to who and what you are. And it's our generation that is going to usher that in because enough is enough.
Yes. Oh, enough is enough. You're going to be going again.
Yes, go
I have
ahead.
to say.
I want you to let that breathe. I want you to let that breathe.
Oh, let it breathe. Because I'll do full choreography too. Don't let me get going.
Yeah, enough is enough. Go ahead.
It's
Sorry.
enough. Oh, I did my harmony. So Bill cracks me up because he doesn't, that's my husband. He does not watch sports. We're not a sports family and you guys are, which is awesome. We're just not. And so he's like one of the few men that I've met that is not into sports. And so he'd go into work and people would be like, hey, you catch the game? He's like, oh yeah, you got the game, bro? So Tyrion is now teamed up with Daenerys? I'm sorry, you were talking Game of Thrones, right, bro? And is the best thing. And people are like, oh, okay. When Game of Thrones was real new and hot. But yeah, so it's really nice that someone's so masculine. Like my husband is like not into sports and like is proud of it. He doesn't need to hide it.
Nope.
Because why? He is who he is. And that's who everyone should be. And
one of the best t-shirts I've ever seen, one of my friends, Jamie, wore on game day. And it said, I hope both teams had fun. Like, did you both have fun? I hope you enjoyed yourself. Who brought the orange slices?
Oh my gosh. Right. I mean, when Bruno Mars played the Super Bowl a few years back, everybody was talking about who won. I'm like, Bruno Mars won.
Yes.
He won. Because I didn't watch anything else. That was my favorite part. That's the only reason I watch a Super Bowl.
See, and I, like you said, I am completely the opposite. So I told my husband, I'm like, don't you love that I can actually like talk sports with you and I know what I'm talking about? And he's like, yeah. Like, I can say, did you catch this? Did you catch that? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And I mean, okay, so he's a huge LA fan, right? He loves Dodgers. He loves Lakers. And then obviously when the Raiders were in LA, he was Raiders, but he's still diehard Raiders. So our house recently, even with 2020 being as crazy as it was, we had a Lakers championship and we had a Dodgers championship. It may have been a crazy year for everybody else, but not my husband. My
He's like,
husband
I am
is
winning.
joyful. Yes. Yeah.
That's great. You gotta have
and you know what?
something.
I love seeing him happy like that, you know, because if you are a Dodgers fan, you know there's been some heartbreak in the past few years. So on game 6, which they actually won, which you and me talked because you're like, what? The World Series is happening? I'm like,
Yeah,
yes,
I
girl,
had
it's
no
game
idea.
6.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you serious? So watching him in the last 3 outs, it was like I couldn't have been a happier wife, you know, to see them so excited, you know, because I've seen plenty of women who are like, oh my God, he's watching the game again. Where me, I'm like, yes, he's watching the game. And guess what? It's almost 3 outs. That's all we need. And we're about to win the whole entire dang thing. And so for me, that's a joyful moment, right? But you have other joyful moments when it comes to your significant other.
Yeah. And we found the guy who works for us, right? Because you're into sports, he's into sports. That's perfect. You would be an
Yes.
amazing sports broadcaster, by the way. I can see you at the World Series, like we're on the top of the 9th and on the bottom of the 9th. And I don't know what it is. I don't know the words. Okay. I call it rehearsals instead of practice. Like I can't get it right. But like we found our people who are supposed to be with, and that's perfect. I love it.
Definitely complimenting each other. And that's what you need. That's what I feel like we are just spilling the tea here, giving you all the relationship advice, whether you are taking it in or not. Don't send unsolicited pictures. If you do, we're sending it to your mom, and make sure that we usher out the toxic masculinity that is so 1950. Like,
oh my God, that is so 1900s. Have you heard this? So now we're in the 21st century, right? So there's kids, right? They were born in 2000. So now they're 20.
Yeah.
Okay. They're voting. They're doing all the things except drinking because they're not 21. But they'll say things to us like, oh, was that from the 19th century? And I'm like, I'm about to spit out my wine because it's like, that sounds so old. The 19th
I just sprouted
century.
a gray hair as soon as you said 19th century. It was like,
what? Oh my gosh.
I still feel 25. Okay. I still feel like my 25-year-old self, all vibrant until I stretch. The moment I stretch, I'm like, oh no, girl, you are far from 25.
Yep. You feel it in the bones. I feel it in my
when
skin.
You drink too much of this, you're like, I am not 25.
The next day, you can't bounce back. You can't sleep for 3 hours and be like, okay, I'm at work. No. Now it's almost like a 2-day thing. You pay for it.
I'm checking out for the weekend, guys. We just saw you. I know.
But
I'm gonna check out for a couple days. My head
Don't worry
hurts.
about it.
My head hurts.
Yeah, I need some space. Oh my gosh, we had such a great show. Oh, Katherine. Thank you for being here, Katherine.
Yeah,
you guys were amazing.
And thank you to everybody that tuned in live and commented and participated. We literally have so much fun with you guys every week. As I mentioned, we have another great show coming up next week. We have a comedy improv duo that's going to be joining us, which is going to be so much fun. This is the one time you can guarantee throughout the week, you're not going to hear a whole lot about politics. I mean, we may mention it because obviously it's timely. But we're not going to talk a lot about it. We're going to, obviously breathe a little bit.
All the breathing.
We are going to laugh. We're going to enjoy music. We're going to enjoy sisterhood and brotherhood and really just come here to make everybody feel good because we say it all the time and we mean it. This show is about you guys. This show is about putting a smile on your face and letting you sort of escape for an hour, and you can bring the kids. Henry's one of our biggest fans.
Yes,
loves to watch
we
the
got
show.
Henry. He got his juice box. He's ready to go.
We keep it suitable for home and for work. We make sure that if you do have your family that you can tune in. So please make sure to join us next Thursday, 7:00 Mountain Standard Time. If you want to join us inside the Kiki Corner, please send us an email, candidlykrystal@gmail.com. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for watching. And of course, please, if you're a business or a performer and you'd like to see yourself on the show and you want to showcase what you've got, you can send us an email at the same address, candidlykrystal@gmail.com. Everybody take a moment to breathe.
Yes.
I know it's going to be, it feels like a long week, right? We're waiting on the results of this election, but take some time for yourself. Put some self-care in, turn off the TV, read a book, enjoy a glass of wine, reach out to the people who you think are the strong ones in your life and make sure that they're doing okay. It's so, I love this.
It's okay. You can
We're
watch
always
it
here.
on YouTube. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
We're
still
always here.
Yeah.
Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live. Watch us every single Thursday. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We'll catch you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.